real quick review here. On this drawing, where does AF and FH intersect? Well, there's two ways to do this. First off, two line segments or lines will always meet at a point. So you can physically look at the drawing and find AF and find FH and see where they intersect. But a shortcut is look at the two line segments. They both have an F in them, which means point F. Where does ABG intersect CDE? Now, you can't use the shortcut here because the letters don't overlap. But let's see. Where does ABG, so ABG, that's this side panel here, all right? And CDE, CDE, that's the back panel here. You actually have to physically draw that one to see that they intersect at CG, line segment CG. All right, 3. Now this goes back to day 2 notes. Skew. Remember, skew lines are lines that do not touch or run parallel to a segment or a line. So if I highlight DE, all right, this is a trick I talked about. So there's DE. I can't touch DE. Can't intersect it. So that means that's gone, that's gone, that's gone, and that's gone. I also cannot have parallel lines, which means these other 3, which I'll highlight now, but I want you to see how that works. These other 3 are parallel. Those are not possible, okay? Because those are parallel. So we mark everything parallel and everything touching DE. And I highly suggest you use this method. Then what's left is CB, AG, and AF, and BH. So, BH, CB, AG, and AF. All right? And remember, those colored pencils are always available to use. Name all lines parallel to AG. So again, find AG. It's right here. Now, you can't do this with your paper, obviously, but remember, these are the ones that are going to be parallel to AG. Okay? So, again, that's going to be EF, DH, and CB. And again, if you do HD, you're fine. FE or EF, doesn't matter. What is BCD considered? BCD. Again, you can do this with your pencil or your finger. So BCD. Well, not collinear, so that means it is a plane. All 3 of those points are coplanar. It's the top of the box. What about AF and G? Coplanar. Now look at the difference in the questions. What is BCD? No commas. BCD considered plane BCD. A, comma, F, and G are separate points. So we're talking about what are they? They are coplanar. We're describing them, not what they make. It's a slight difference, but you have to understand the difference in what's being asked and how you write it. All right. New stuff. Segment and angle addition. Right, there's a lot of common sense in this part. What is the distance between point A and point C? Well, point A is at 1, point C is at 9. 9 minus 1 equals 8. What about B and D? Well, B is at 5, D is at, supposed to be at 11, let's say. And we'll say that's a distance of 6. What about D and C? Well, that's 11 minus 9. And that equals 2. All right? Now, if we work backwards, okay, you'd be saying, 8 plus 1 is 9, 6 plus 5 is 11, 2 plus 9 is 11. Can you drive a negative distance? Okay? No, you can't. Or take your height. If you stand on your head, if you have a negative height, no, it's the same height, you're just standing on your head. So, find the indicated distance. GH is what we're trying to find right here. We know the whole thing is 15. We know this part is 9.7. So let's say you have a 15 millimeter drive. You're a little ant in a tiny little car. You have a 15 millimeter drive. You drive 9.7 millimeters, and then you take a rest stop. How far left do you have in your drive? 15 minus 9.7. That's all you do. So you type that in your calculator, or you can do it by hand. 5.3 millimeters. Okay? You got to pay attention to what's being asked for. Now in this one, notice, you drive 1 inch here, you drive 1¼ inches here. Well, in this case, we're going to add those and get 2 1/4 inches. So, the segment addition postulate. If 3 points, A, B, and C are collinear, they're on the same line, and B is somewhere in between them, not halfway necessarily, you always assume halfway, just somewhere in between. That means that this segment, AB, plus this segment, BC, equals the whole thing. So here's AB, here's BC, and here's AC. Okay, next example. If RS is 14 and SH is 39. Now, what I'm saying, paying attention is, I could have given you SH, I could have given you RH. And that's why it helps to put these little markers and put the numbers in. Because if I would have said RH was 39, you'd want to do this. And then it'd be a subtraction problem. But it's not, because I'm giving you both pieces. And what am I asking you to find? I'm asking you to find the total distance. So we're going to add 39 plus 14 and get 53 inches. So the devil's in the details. You got to pay attention to what's given. This is a part. This is a part. And it's asking you for the whole. All right, next one. Now we're getting a little algebraic here. Find the value of x. Well, we know EG is 100, so we know this whole thing here is 100. We know that EF is 4x minus 20, and FG is 2x plus 30, and we know that EF plus FG equals EG. And that's all we do, is we write that as an equation, except this time we have expressions instead of just straight up numbers. So, we write 4x minus 20 plus 2x plus 30. Now remember, you don't have to do this when you're doing it, but this is EF. And then this is FG. And that equals 100, which is, that was horrible, EG. Okay, again, you don't have to write like that when you do it on your practice or test, but for the notes, just so you look back and remember that this makes sense, now we're just going to combine like terms. 4x plus 2x is 6x. 30 minus 20 is 10, or negative 20 plus 30 is 10. Equals 100. Now, I'm going to subtract 10 and get 6x equals 90. then divide by 6. X equals, 6 goes into 9 one time, 3 left over, that's 30, so that's 15. X equals 15. Now, is that my answer? I don't know. Let's see. It says find EF and FG. So no. Sometimes the question will ask you to find X. Sometimes it will ask you to find a length. And that means you have to substitute in, lovely, 15 there and 15 there. So EF is going to be equal to 4 times 15 minus 20. So that's 60 minus 20, and that gives me 40. Now FG is going to be 2 times 15 plus 30. So that's 30 plus 30, which is 60. So I know EF is 40 and FG is 60. And the last double check I can do before moving on to my next problem is they should add up to 100, and 60 plus 40 does. Okay, next example. No drawing this time. T is a point on line AB. Board is way off today. Being troublesome. So here's A, here's B, and you put T wherever you want. Okay? Doesn't matter. There's T. Horrible T. Now it says AT is 3x plus 3. That's this section right here. And TB is 5x minus 1. That's this section right here. And the labeling is very important. What if AB is 6x plus 36? Well, shoot, now we have like no constant numbers. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be this piece plus this piece equals the whole. That's all we do. So we write that out. 3x plus 3, one part, plus 5x minus 1, the other part, equals the whole, 6x plus 36. Now, the most common mistake here is, doing stuff like 3x plus 3 plus 6x plus 36. You just got to look at the picture, maybe color it, draw it, label it, part plus part equals whole. So, what am I going to do now? I'm going to combine like terms. That's 8x. 3 minus 1, that's 2. I want to keep my x's positive, so I'm going to subtract 6x. That's going to give me 2x plus 2 equals 36. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. 2x equals 34. Divide by 2, x is 17. Now, what did my question ask me to do? What would the value of x be? And I'm done. It just wanted me to solve for x. It did not ask me to plug in and find any values. But if it did, that's all I would have to do. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but with angles. And again, a little bit of common sense. Point B is on the interior of AOC. So AOC right here is the angle, the big old angle. Follow it with your finger, pencil, AOC. B is somewhere in the middle, and we drew a ray. Therefore, AOB plus BOC equals AOC. Again, same idea as from segment addition, just now with angles. And again, we talk about part plus part equals whole. So, angle addition postulate. If AOC is a straight line, then AOB plus BOC equals 180. All right? We only use 180 when we're dealing with angles, not measurement of segments. And that happens a lot. All right, what is the measure of TSW here if RST is 50? So RST is 50. So this angle here is 50 degrees. And RSW is 125. So this entire angle here is 125. What is this here? Well, again, part plus part equals whole. So 125 minus 50, 70 degrees for angle TSW. Angle 6, example 6. AOC is 130. So let's go to our picture. AOC 130. That is my hole. BOC is kind of like the right angle over there, lower right angle. And AOB is the upper left angle, however you want to look at it. So this is a part, and this is a part. If you want to go down here and put BOC, 2x plus 4 degrees, and 3x plus 16 degrees, kind of remind yourself that is the two parts. And then the overall is just 130 degrees. We know that's 130, that angle. Right here, the entire thing is 130 degrees. So now we just set up our equation. 3x plus 16, one part, plus 2x plus 4, the other part, equals 130 degrees. Which makes sense, it's an obtuse angle. So 3x plus 2x is 5x. 16 plus 4 is 20, and that's equal to 130. I'm going to subtract 20 and get 110. And then I'm going to divide by 5. And 110 divided by 5 is 22. Now let's go back and see what it was asking for. Find x, which we did, and AOB. So we're going to plug that into 3x plus 16. So one of my answers was this. And now I have to do AOB is equal to 3 times 22 plus 16. 3x plus 16. So that's 66 plus 16, which is 82 degrees. And that's my second answer. Always go back and look and see what it's asking for. All right. Now, this goes back to the idea that a straight line is 180 degrees. So if this part is 65, then this part is going to be 180 minus 65. Which is 115 degrees. Same idea here. This is 119. This is going to be 180 minus 119. Which is going to be 61 degrees. Now this time we know that the overall angle here is 105. This part's 86. So this time we're going to do 105 minus 86, which is 19 degrees. And this time it wants us to find AOB, the overall, so we're just going to add 48 plus 64, because we have two parts, we're trying to find the whole, and that's 112 degrees. And that's it.